Face ID maps 30,000 dots into a sealed vault no operating system can read. Every time you glance at your phone, it invisibly measures your face, then locks that map somewhere Apple itself cannot open. Here's the part nobody thinks about. A passcode is a secret you can change. Your face is not. If a leaked password spills online, you reset it in 10 seconds. But you cannot reset your face. A single breach of that data is permanent, forever. So the real question isn't which feature protects it. It's where the data actually lives. Start with the scan. In the black bar at the top of the phone sits a cluster of sensors called the True Depth camera. When you look at it, three things fire in a fraction of a second. First, an infrared floodlight washes your face in light your eyes can't see. Second, a dot projector fires roughly 30,000 pinpoints of infrared, spraying them across your skin in a fixed grid. Third, an infrared camera reads how that grid bends and stretches over your nose, your cheeks, your eye sockets. Follow the dots. On a flat surface, they land in a neat pattern. On a real face, they warp. Closer dots stretch apart, distant ones bunch up. From that warping, the phone builds a depth map, a 3D model of the exact shape of your face, plus a plain infrared photo. Not a flat picture. Depth. That's why a printed photo of you fails instantly. Paper has no shape, so the dots stay flat and the phone knows it's looking at a page, not a person. But here's the catch. Right now, for this one instant, your face exists as readable image data. This is the only moment it ever will. So where does that image go? Not where you'd think. Most people picture the phone's main brain, the chip running iOS, your apps, everything on screen handling the face too. It doesn't. Bolted onto that same piece of silicon is a second, separate processor with its own private memory. Apple calls it the secure Enclave. Think of it as a strongbox welded inside the phone, running its own tiny operating system that the rest of the phone never gets to touch. Now the important word here is walled off, so let's be exact about what that means. The depth map and infrared photo don't travel through iOS at all. They're piped straight into the Enclave over a private hardwired channel, a wire the main system can't tap. So the operating system, the part that runs your apps and talks to the internet, never sees the picture of your face. Not once. Walled off doesn't mean locked with a password the operating system could eventually guess. It means the main system is allowed to knock and ask the Enclave a question. It is never allowed to look inside and read what's there. It can send a request in. It cannot pull the contents out. And that one-way rule is the whole game. Inside the strongbox, something clever happens. The Enclave doesn't keep your face as a picture. It takes that depth map and runs it through math, boiling the shape of your face down into a long string of numbers. A signature that describes you but isn't an image of you. Then it does the crucial part. It throws the readable picture away. The photo is gone. Only the number signature remains. And that signature gets locked with a key. Not any key. A key that is generated inside the Enclave, lives inside the Enclave, and never once leaves it. It's unique to your specific phone. Copy the signature onto another device and it's useless, because the key that unlocks it stayed behind. Here's the property that makes this safe. The math only runs one direction. You can turn a face into a signature, but you cannot turn the signature back into a face. Feed it to the smartest engineer alive, and they get a wall of numbers. No eyes, no nose, no photo to reconstruct. But if the phone threw the picture away and kept only numbers, how does it ever recognize you again? This is where it clicks. You glance at your phone to unlock it. The True Depth camera grabs a fresh scan and pipes it into the Enclave. Same private channel, same one-way trip. Inside, the Enclave turns the new scan into a fresh signature and lines it up against the stored one. Then it does the only thing it's ever allowed to say to the outside world. It answers a single bit. Yes or no. Match or no match. That's it. The phone that's asking never receives your face. It receives one word. Think about what that means. Nothing about your face ever crosses back out to iOS, to any app, to the App Store, or to Apple's servers. It never touches the cloud. There is no copy sitting in a data center waiting to leak. And here's the part people find hard to believe. Even Apple can't reach in and grab it. There's no secret backdoor, no master key kept at headquarters. So if a court hands Apple a subpoena for your face, or a hacker breaks into Apple's servers, they get exactly nothing, because the data was never there to take. So put the whole chain together. 30,000 invisible dots measure the shape of your face. That shape becomes a one-way string of numbers no one can turn back into a picture. Those numbers are locked with a key that never leaves the chip, inside a strongbox that only ever answers yes or no. 30,000 dots in, 0 leaks out. That's the 0 leaks. And notice what the security actually rests on. It is not a promise you're trusting Apple to keep. Apple doesn't get to choose to hand your face over, because the hardware is physically built so it can't. The data can't be pulled from your phone because it's sealed in the Enclave. It can't be pulled from iOS because the operating system never saw it. And it can't be pulled from Apple because Apple never had a copy. Your face isn't guarded by a rule. It's guarded by a wall that can't be climbed. One line to carry with you. Sealed Vault One-Way Math, a chip that only ever answers yes or no. That's how your face stays yours. And here's the thing. This same strongbox doesn't just guard your face. The exact design that hides your Face ID map is quietly protecting your passcode, every Apple Pay tap, and the passkeys replacing your passwords. Same wall, same yes or no answer. Want to see how that Apple Pay tap keeps your card number secret from the store, the bank, and Apple all at once? That mechanism is next.